The book I did is Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wiseman Brown, and it's illustrated by Clement Hurd. And this book, it doesn't have much text in it, but it's more about the illustrations, I would say. So there's two characters. There's a mother rabbit and a younger rabbit. So in the book, you will see that the mother rabbit will be sitting in the rocking chair, and the younger rabbit will be laying in his bed. So throughout the book, the younger rabbit is basically just saying goodnight to everything that he sees inside of his room and outside of his room. So he says goodnight moon, goodnight stars, and he says goodnight red balloon because there's a red balloon in the story, and that's the red balloon right there. So the illustrations are mainly the main part of this book, I think, because it just shows everything that is in the room with the rabbit that he is saying goodnight to. And I feel like kids could relate to this because um, kids usually have a lot of stuff in the room when they're younger, maybe toys, night lights, things like that. Because in the book, the rabbit's also saying good night light to his night light. But I like how it brings the outside world, like outside of his room perspective too, and it brings a fairy tale into it, sort of too. Because he also says good night to the cow jumping over the moon. And it's just, I feel like this would be a good book to read to children that they could sort of take away from it to be more observant, you could say. Say there may be things in the room and outside of the room that they don't even realize or think about on a daily basis. They're just kind of there. So maybe it could help them observe more and maybe be better off looking at their surroundings and more apt to think harder about things instead of just forgetting that they're there and a part of what they are. An activity I would do with this book would be to have students draw their room and draw everything that is in the room and also label things that are in their room. But along with that, they're going to have to think of things that are outside, such as maybe a car in the driveway or a basketball net in the driveway, and draw those and label those too. And this might get their creative minds going and they can see more things that they did not see before, such as maybe looking out their window and bird watching and seeing what birds and how many birds fly around their house or their room during different times of the day, and learn from that in a sense. Could also be a good conversation starter, I think. Could get the children talking about things that they have in their room that others might not, and vice versa, what they might have in their room and they don't. And it could just get them to talk more and interact with their peers. So they could be shocked at what somebody else has compared to what they don't have. Maybe there's weird things in their room that nobody would expect, or something that they find very personal to them that somebody else might just think is an object inside of their room. And the standards that I found would go along with this book are integration of knowledge and ideas. KR7, describe the relationship between illustrations and the text. And I thought this would just be a good one because mainly the book is illustrations with very minimal text. So they have to kind of observe the illustrations that go along with the text. And I feel like the pictures in the book tell a bigger story than the text does. And then the next concept I have is print concepts. KRF1, demonstrate understanding of the organization and basic features of the text, because it shows different parts where the balloon is not in the scene during some illustrations, but in the later ones when it says goodnight balloon, that the balloon is actually in. So maybe the kids will have to cue in on that and try to figure out what pieces are missing at what parts of the book and what are there when they are. Thank you.